So what I'd like you to do is think back to the article and with your partner, look at these factors: social integration, autonomy, stress, job satisfaction, environment, education, and income. And think about how those factors affect somebody's longevity. And by the way, just to review, what does the word mean, longevity? We saw the word last week. Sorry, Hanul? Yeah, it refers to how long somebody lives, how long somebody's lifespan is, so their longevity. Just to give you an example, I already did social integration here for you. People who are part of a family network, are married, and who participate in structured group activities tend to live longer. However, certain types of relationships can be more damaging than beneficial. So with your partner, look at all the other factors. And I don't want you to be too stressed yourselves, so you can look at your book while you do this and just review the main ideas there related to longevity. Class, let's have a look at these. So we talked about social integration already. Let's move to the next one, autonomy. And by the way, what's the meaning of the word hiyang? Yeah, autonomy basically means freedom or having some independence, making your own decisions. Hiyang, according to the article, how did autonomy affect longevity? Yeah. Yeah, basically the more autonomy you have, the longer you're probably going to live. Yeah, people who are in control of their lives, who make their own decisions, tend to live longer. Let's talk about stress. Dasom, what did they say about stress? Is stress helpful or is it harmful? Is stress always harmful? Yedim, can you help us out? What did they say about stress?
Not always harmful.
That's right.
Yeah.
But is some kind of stress harmful?
Other kinds of stress enhance immune function.
Yeah, basically some kinds of stress can be beneficial, but some kind of stress can be damaging. So it depends what kind of stress you're talking about. Job satisfaction, Miyan. How does that affect longevity? Yeah, basically the more job satisfaction you have, the longer people tend to live. Environment, Hanul. No, let me ask Ji-yoon, can you help us out? Okay. So if people tend to live in, if people live in areas where there's a lot of poverty, do they tend to live longer or shorter lives? Shorter, yeah. The people who live in poverty areas tend to live shorter lives, but people who grew up in non-poverty areas tend to live longer. Let's talk about education and income together because they're kind of related. Sohoon, what did they say about education and income? if people have high levels of education or income, do they tend to live longer or shorter? Longer. People with high education and high income levels tend to live longer than people with lower education and lower income levels. Good, so those were the main ideas of the article. Do you have any questions so far? Any questions or problems? All right. Now that we've reviewed some of the ideas, I want to have a look at some language. Collocations. We've talked about collocations before, but what exactly is a collocation? Sung-yeon, can you remember? Yeah. Yeah, when two words go together, basically. Collocations are pairs of words which go together naturally. As some examples, you have heavy traffic. That's a collocation. Fresh ideas. Elaborate plans. And as a bonus question, where have we seen this collocation before? It was the story about Mary and Hyun. Yeah, the story about Mary and Hyun. She was talking about how her sister started making elaborate wedding plans for a huge wedding ceremony, and then the father didn't want to spend a lot of money on it, etc. So elaborate plans. Also, a stupid question. Did we see this one? Yeah, Ji-yoon? Exactly, yeah. Again, it's from the Mary and Hyun story. She asked her father, well, whose wedding is this anyway? And then she said, oh, what a stupid question. Actually, she said dumb question, but it's close enough. So again, that was from the Mary and Hyun story. So, words which go together. Looking at this article, Who Lives Longer, there are some collocations in there too. For example, on lines 33 to 34, the following can play significant roles in determining your longevity. Significant roles is another collocation. So, I'm going to give you a handout here. In the left column, you've got a lot of blank spots with some key words. And then on the right side, you have a box with 16 other words. What you need to do is take the words from the box and match them with the key words to make collocations. One of them has been done for you already as an example. And then, just to give you some more fun and excitement, on the other side, there are 8 sentences where you need to fill in the blank spots. And you'll find that you need to fill in the blank spots with the collocations from the front side of the sheet. So do this first by yourselves, and then talk to your partners and compare your answers together.